Hey, Floppy.
Howdy.
Nice to see you, buddy.
Yeah, nice to see you. Looks like you're still over there in Europe, huh?
Yeah, it's what we were together last week. It feels though like I haven't seen you in I don't know, a month
Yeah,
or so.
I know. Yeah, you've been gallivanting around. So where are you right now?
I'm still in Amsterdam.
Still in
So
Amsterdam.
just
Okay.
so for everyone who's watching, uh, about 9 of us from the team went over to the Dev Connect convention in Amsterdam. Floppy and I went from the marketing side, and we got to do some really cool stuff. Floppy, what do you think was your favorite event?
Honestly, like, I mean, we went to so many events during the day, so it was just kind of like shuffling around, meeting people, trying to figure out what events to go to. But like towards the end, like I was more of like a nighttime guy, Like I
Yeah,
went to like a lot of the parties at night, the networking events. But like towards the end of the week, I mean, the very like one of the very last events we went to was that Spartan party, and I
yeah.
just really enjoyed that one because like you're running into people, you kind of know the scene. You're like, oh yeah, I saw you at this event, I saw you at this event. But yeah, just towards the end, when you re-meet those people, you're building those strong connections with them, and yeah, so yeah, it was just phenomenal networking opportunities across the board. Yeah.
Yeah, it
What
wasn't
What
really
about you?
it wasn't an event, but I really like the co-working spaces.
Oh yeah.
Like you were saying, right? Like we did some of the events early in the week, some really, really good speakers that we listened to.
Hmm.
Everyone from, people on the team of Axie Infinity to some of like the big VCs. And it was really it was good to like listen and learn. But I think I
Hmm.
enjoyed the most like the co-working space for two reasons. One, like the location was just absolutely beautiful. It was in these really historic buildings in the center of Amsterdam, and two, it was just such a cool opportunity to like walk around and meet people. I think at first I was almost a little nervous, like, oh, I don't really know, too many people here. Maybe a lot of these people at the conventions go to all the conventions. But it
Hmm.
was awesome. Everyone was really open and learned about some really interesting projects. DAOs are popping up in every single area, and so yeah, really hearing people that are really inspired about what they're doing.
Hmm.
And, obviously connecting with people that you wouldn't otherwise meet.
There's just like a lot of like electricity, a lot of excitement throughout the whole town, because there was just like crypto people running around rampant, going to all these events. Yeah, it was just fun.
Yeah, I think I'm trying to think about like who I enjoyed like meeting the most. I learned a lot from like listening to a lot of the VCs talk about like the tokenomics.
Hmm.
It's interesting when you think about a VC, right? Like obviously, they're the people that are bringing money into the projects,
Hmm.
but they also contribute a lot more than just the dinero, as we
Yeah.
say. And it was really interesting listening to some of the VCs talk about like how they like to get involved in projects, sort of what really motivates them about
Hmm.
projects. Um, Team was something I heard a lot. So
Yeah.
there's people with ideas out there, but the VCs are really also investing in the teams behind the project.
And the founders. Yeah, you always hear that in any industry, but this one in particular, right? Because it's so decentralized that they bring these people together that there may not be a lot out there on these folks. So like
Yeah.
meeting people in person and being like, oh wow, this person's driven. They've got a vision that they're gonna tackle and make sure that they make it. So yeah, that's most important thing, I
Who do
think.
you think you enjoyed meeting the most?
I mean, I don't know if this counts, but like our team, like it was just so fun. Like, towards the end of the week when we were like had a little bit more free time and I was with like the a big portion of the team. You met up a little bit towards the end, but you were busy working. But yeah, we just cruised around like the nine
And I was
streets,
with
which is
like
like the
the
nice
big
part
portion of
of Amsterdam. We just cruised around for like 3 or 4 hours, went to some bars, just chatted, like played games. Like it was just so fun, like spending like quality time with our team and getting to
Yeah,
know
but
everybody. Yeah.
dude, we got a really cool team. Like the Path guys
Yeah.
are super fun.
Yeah.
We got
Yeah.
it. We got to get some of the women. So we've been growing the team a lot, and we have quite a few new members of the team. Specifically, like we have some really strong women that we've added to the team. So that was the only thing. I was like, okay, we got a lot of guys here. Next team, we'll mix it up a little bit and bring some new members from the team along.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of those events, they're just like very dude heavy. But
Yeah,
at the same time, like we were meeting some like very impressive women that were, you know, like right in the thick of it, even founders working on
Yeah,
their own
well, I know.
projects. So yeah,
Speaking of our team, some of the biggest brains on our team are definitely the women. They
yeah, yeah.
keep us in line. You know what was funny? So like, I remember, I think it was the first morning I woke up, and you know the guys are all getting ready and they're like going outside, like to go walking. You know, and I didn't really get it. Like, you know, Floppy, you wake up in the morning, you go get coffee, right? Or so I kind
Mhm.
of thought it was that, and then I started catching on what they were doing, stepping, right? I
Yeah.
know this was a hot topic we were talking about over there, but yeah, every morning, obviously we all stayed together in Amsterdam. We get up in the morning, and the boys would go outside and they do their 20-minute, you know, walk around the town, and get their shoes in. I never got involved in Step In. I know this was a project that we had talked about, you know, even on the happy hour. Jensen had
Yeah,
brought it up
like months ago.
months and months ago.
Yeah, and they were like, "This one, do not miss this one," and we
Yeah,
were
do not
like,
miss this
"We
one.
were
Of course,
busy. We missed it."
but that's the so for everyone listening, just a mental note next time, or even today as we're bringing stuff up, like, you know, jot it down, take a note, because yeah, a lot of the stuff that we're talking about,
Yeah, yeah. Next time you hear that much
it's really good.
excitement in Jansen's voice and Wiki's voice, like, oh man, like they were like, "Get involved and step in." This was like 2 months
Yeah.
ago. Yeah. So what are they making? They're making like a couple $100 a day, just
Yeah,
walking
I think it
for 20
depends.
minutes.
So, yeah, again, I'm not as familiar as some of them. We talked a
Hmm.
little bit about it on the town hall over the weekend. I would love to bring some community members in, for future town hall, especially ones that are actually, you know, stepping. But it's interesting. So there's different types of shoes, right? There's walkers, which, from my understanding, around 20 minutes of walking a day, and you have to keep a
Yeah,
speed between like 1 and 6 kilometers, right? And
yeah,
then
like
there's the joggers, and on the town hall, I was actually teasing Jensen because he started out with a jogger. But
we moved down in the water.
well, no, Floppy, listen to this. You have to do it every day. So, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
you got to go out there 45 minutes a day. You have to be jogging.
Hmm.
No days off or anything like that. And so yeah, it's I'm still learning about it. The team has done very well on it. And I should say that from like a DAO side. So like,
Hmm.
while they're not an official partner, we didn't do like a seed round or a private deal with them. We, as a DAO, we have made an investment in the DAO, has done very well on it. So it's something that's helping the DAO, the treasury, but also, you know, the scholars can
Yeah,
earn
and
from it.
you can tell that it's like that good of an investment if like a DAO like us is getting in the public sale, and they're still
Yeah,
like, wow, it's still a good deal, you know.
yeah, for sure.
Uh,
And obviously the prices have gone up a lot. You know, that, like, I don't know about you, Floppy, but when I see things go like that, it scares me a bit, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah. It did go a little parabolic, and it's like one of those things where it's a little bit of a pyramid kind of thing, like the new people coming in fund the people already in there. So
Yeah,
like who knows? I mean, I'm sure they're working on economics and trying to figure out how to make it more sustainable in the long run. But like right now, seems like move to earn. Like you're big on move to earn, and I think there's going to be
yeah,
a
I
lot
think
more
that's what I'm thinking,
coming on.
right? Like,
Hmm.
you know, step in is one project, right? But I
Hmm.
think the whole move to earn space, like that's, I mean, you want to hear my alpha suggestion from this happy hour: move to earn, move to earn.
Yeah.
We got some cool partnerships coming out too, specifically in that space. So as a as the investment side, like they've been killing it on the deal flow, and they're like all over this kind of this. I wouldn't call it a new category, Floppy, right? It's like it's
It's like
evolved.
Yeah, I mean, it's relatively new, and I think a lot of people are really bullish on it because of the potential for it to onboard new people into crypto. Because everybody's like, gaming is like the perfect window for everyday Joes that 3 billion people play video games across the world. Like, yeah, it'll get a lot of people on, but then there's these people that don't play video games,
I mean,
moms, I don't like
Floppy, yeah, Floppy. Think
older
about it.
folks.
Like your mom and my mom, right? Like
Yeah,
it, it'd be pretty hard for us to get them to sit down. Um, you know, like I'd love to show my mom, hey, like here's GFC, like you can play it on your iPhone. But realistically, like, is my
hmm.
mom gonna be playing that every day? Like, no, right?
No, but they walk every day. I mean,
But
I
they
set my
walk every
mom
day.
up with a MetaMask wallet, so I
Yeah,
manage
there
it.
you
So
go.
I just need to throw some shoes in there and then have her walk. Anyway, yeah,
MetaMask should have a referral program for mothers and fathers.
yeah. There you go. Mother's Day is just around the corner.
So you got a meta mom.
Yeah, I met a mom.
Very cool. Hey, so something else. We're allowed to talk about it, but I don't think too much. I don't know. Something else we did in Amsterdam.
Yeah, we got to play a little bit of the Alluvium beta. Yeah, one of our good friends that actually lives in Amsterdam is a big crypto guy with us.
So we had a little bit of private access.
Yeah.
Floppy, I mean, you played a couple days worth, right?
I was playing, I probably played like a couple hours over the course of a few days. Yeah.
Okay.
But it's just the endless wave type of thing. I was getting to like wave
I played
10
twice. I was so addicted.
Yeah, dude, it's just so much fun. I mean, because there's so much. It's so like on the surface, you like plopping your little creatures down and trying to get as far as you can, but then you like, okay, I've gotten to the wave 7, and I'm getting wrecked here. Like, I got to look at some synergies. I got to try like healing. I got to try tanking. I got to try the fire synergies. I'm like, and then once you start figuring that all out, you're getting to wave 8, and then wave 9, and you're like, oh shit. And then there's also like there's a leaderboard, and I don't know what it is now, but last week when we were in Amsterdam, there was people getting to like wave 20, and I was like getting wrecked at wave 10. So I mean, there's just so much more to this, to peel off this onion to like get better at the game. So I don't know, very excited.
So for people that are listening, because I know there's a lot of excitement about Alluvium, what did you think of the graphics?
I don't know, AAA. They look good.
I loved how you could move the alluvials like that honeycomb. Like a lot of the movement on these games, it's like a chessboard, right? It's vertical or horizontal, and especially like with the placement like of the alluvials, like it had this super cool like honeycomb effect. Like I was blown away. Small details,
where you can like little micro movements to like make sure you're in the exact right spot you want to be in. Yeah. But again, that adds like so much complexity because you're like, oh, I got this guy's going to jump to the back line. Like, where do I put him here? Do I put him here? Like what? Yeah. And then
those teleporters you were killing it with the teleporters though. You knew the placement on those.
Yeah, the guys. Rogues, they're rogue class or whatever. Yeah.
What did you?
We'll get better.
What do you like think you most liked about like playing?
I don't know. I mean, I think the complexity and like it's very addicting in that way. You're like, you can see how much better you can get in like a few sessions, and then you can see the complexity in front of you and be like, wow, I can get, it's going to take a long time for people to master this,
Yeah, I was addicted. I mean, I just like to keep playing. I know, like, I don't think we definitely didn't have access to all the alluvials, but it was a mix of, there was strategy involved, right? So when you think about like a lot of these, like just click and play, it was not that like whatsoever. There was, or at least I felt as though, because I did, I think I did pretty good that first time, right?
You did great.
Pretty high tier.
No, I mean it's an auto battler, which seems like, oh well, you just put him down and you're not even really playing, but like there's just so much complexity. And then once they're fighting, you're just like cheering on your guys. They're like, the little movements they're making, the graphics, the sound design is just all like very immersive and like, you really get into it.
Well, Alluvium's going to be, I mean, they've been talking about it for, right around this time last year, around June last year.
Yeah. I mean, originally you're supposed to have the land sale like in November of last year. So we're pushed back a little ways, but the land sale is going to be announced like any day now. And some exciting stuff. Like,
they've announced pricing I saw already for the land. So they're definitely making some progress. We're gonna shoot to have someone from the team on pretty soon. We were supposed to have them on a happy hour. It's tough with these things, right? We're a global community. People are all over the world. We were supposed to have someone from the Alluvium team on the happy hour a couple weeks ago. They weren't able to make it. Time conflict at the last minute. That being said, though, Floppy, like I'm more excited now because now we've actually got to play the game.
Absolutely.
A lot more to talk about.
Yeah, and it sounds like the overworld might be like delayed more, but it's as long as you can play the auto battler, which is like the meat of the game, and they'll come up with new ways to collect if you're not out in the overworld doing it. Not sure how that's going to work, but they'll figure it out.
We'll keep everyone informed on the land sale situation too. I'm not sure what PathDAO is doing. I know that there's obviously the different tiers. I think they're only selling 2 because there's a number of different land sales too. This is just the first land sale.
Yeah, they're going to be 5 land sales. They're going to do all tiers in every land sale.
But only
But
two
just
tier 5s in the first one, I think.
yeah, 2 tier 5s out of 7. So
Okay.
there'll be maybe, then 4 more land sales. So there'll be 2 in another land sale and 1 in the others.
Nice.
Maybe 2 in the last land sale, I imagine.
Well, it's hard to talk about land sales without talking about what went down this weekend.
Well, with the other side.
Oh man, crazy.
Yeah, this is all
crazy.
you, man. You've got the
Well,
mutants.
I stayed up real late, trying to see what was going on with the mint. And I'd never seen Gwei get like above like 8,000, 9,000.
I didn't even see it. That's crazy.
Oh yeah, people were paying 2, 3. I think I was listening to a couple different Twitter Spaces that were going on, like kind of like live as the minting started, and I don't know why, but like yeah, a couple people set their Gwei at like 15 ETH.
Good Lord. Wait, so did you mint anything? How did you have a certain number of minting spots as a holder, or how did it all work?
Yeah, so I had one land spot per mutant.
Right.
So I tried to KYC. Let's just be like straight up about that. So
were you able to?
well, I thought I did, right?
Okay.
I sent in the driver's license. I did everything. But then it was weird. Like when I went to link my MetaMask before, it said pending. So the honest truth is I wrote them, I DM'd them. I know a couple of guys, obviously, like, because I've been a part of the club for a long time. And I wrote a couple of the moderators, they got back to me, but the truth was I just kind of done it too late. So unfortunately I didn't get in. That being said, I don't know if I would have paid 2 or 3. I mean, people are paying 2 or 3 ETH,
Yeah, that's a good point.
Mint the lands. Hey, you guys, if anyone have questions as we're talking, like don't hesitate to drop them. I saw someone, JC's asking, will there be scholarships in Alluvium? Honestly, right now, I'm not sure 100% what PathDAO is going to be doing with Alluvium. I don't know the land play. I'm not sure how many scholars, gamers we're going to be bringing into the system, but I can tell you the game is sick. What we saw, like super.
Dude, I'm excited, and all the leaks in the Alluvium Discord about Alluvium 0, just like the graphics look so clean, all those like purple shiny buildings, like that's going to be. I mean, and that if PathDAO picks up a lot of land, I'm not saying they will, not sure, but that's going to be something that scholars will need to micro, just constantly.
Hey, let's bring up the land sales. We'll bring that up with the team and maybe talk about that next week's happy hour.
Cool.
You're getting a comment, Floppy. Someone likes your hat. But I don't know. Yeah, check out this, Nervous Man.
You've got my sweatshirt, right? Do you have it? Are you bringing it home to me?
Yeah, I think this might be yours that I have on.
Okay, no worries. That's fine. Just wash it.
Keeping it warm for you.
Don't shrink it too much.
Yeah, no, but like it's going to be interesting. I think that obviously the Yuga Labs, like doing the other side land mint, unprecedented volume. I mean, it's the biggest thing that has ever happened in NFTs, right?
Yeah, I mean, they just consistently are setting the bar. It's like unreal. Because I remember, like, I brought this up before, like, when you were buying these mutants, like, way back when, and I was like, a couple ETH. Oh, I don't know, man. It's kind of a lot for an NFT. And you're just, like, laughing now.
Well, no, I remember looking at the dogs, but the dogs didn't really have any utility. I think I kind of like, it was over analyzing it. I was thinking, because I didn't have the money to get a mutant or a bored ape or something like that. But I was looking at the dogs, and then of course, I think before the land sales, the dogs went up to like 13 ETH.
Good Lord, yeah.
Can you imagine if you had picked up a couple dogs?
Yeah, and also what's interesting is like how Yuga like brings along other projects. Like so, World of Women. Like if you saw something like in the trailer for the other side, you were like, oh wow, that's going to be a part of the other side. Like,
yes,
and then people start buying all those up. Yeah,
I think one of the ones that they confirmed utility for was the me bits, but like,
okay,
they're being a little bit they're not releasing everything at once. Did you?
Yeah, I've been tracking.
Did you see how the land looks though?
Yeah, you showed me like the pictures of yours. Yeah, it looks pretty cool.
The plots look really cool, like really, really, really cool. So I got like 2 totally different looking plots. Okay, so everyone was going for codas, right? Like the animals that they had on some of the plots. I got to be honest, I was a little jealous because everyone's like putting up their coda that they received, and obviously like I didn't get any codas. But yeah, I know. Obviously, I got to be grateful to have the land.
I mean, It's one of
Yeah,
those things like not everyone's getting it. It's like, you know, you see the ones that are like the most impressive pieces of land rise to the top on the internet, you know. So like you're seeing those, but I'm sure they're pretty rare.
well, it's
Uh
going to be interesting
yeah.
what they do, right? Because so like the lands had artifacts and they had codas, and then they have
Hmm.
four potential resources. I did not get any artifacts. I did not get any codas. That being said, I did get some resources. Right now, we have no idea what resources do, where, how they're going to benefit you, whatever. But yeah, I got my fingers crossed that you know,
Yeah.
I'll start a mining company in
I
the
mean,
other
yeah,
side.
knowing Yuga Labs, knowing BAYC, like they're gonna figure out how to make it all worthwhile. They always
Yeah.
do.
Hey, and so I think next week we're going to be. So there's some projects that we're working on that they're actually making custom PathDAO branded like houses and structures within the metaverse.
Hmm.
Like I'm kind of releasing something here, but the partnership that we're going to release next week, I think we're actually going to be able to release some of the photos of that stuff. So
Ooh,
like for
that'd be
me, it's
pretty
been
cool.
so cool now seeing some of these partnerships. Like we formed the partnership, but now they're actually making like in-game assets that are
Hmm.
Path DAO like branded. It's going to be sick.
Yeah, yeah, very cool.
Yeah, going to be very sick.
All right.
So GFC went live while we were in Amsterdam.
It did, yeah. I played that quite a bit. And yeah, like so we've talked about it before. Obviously, had the team on for an AMA, but yeah, so
I'm a
it's a
I'm a big supporter of the project. Big supporter.
mhm.
It's a little hard to play though. I don't know. I love the art, but I don't know. I just I've been frustrated playing so far. I haven't like
Yeah,
played it and been like, yeah, you know what I mean?
yeah, because
It
I played quite a bit of Brawl Stars, which is like, you know, the Supercell gold standard for that type of like little shooter game.
Mhm.
And obviously that's going to be a lot more polished. They've had years and years of development and a big uh a lot of money behind it. But yeah, so GSC is like it's a little sluggish, you know, you're kind of like not sure what you're supposed to be doing. There's like, you know, the power difference between, you know, people that spent, you know, $10,000 rather than $4,000 is a lot. And I'm sitting there like, wow, I bought this GFC for 4 grand and I like suck. I can't, you know, touch these guys. So it's a little frustrating. But you know, I think you know they'll tweak it and make it better and better. So
I've just been
yeah.
playing with the assets that they have like already loaded on the game, right? So I
Hmm.
have not imported my fighters.
Oh,
And
you haven't?
no, and so like I think that was part of I was having a hard time because of the weapons, right?
Yeah,
So like
yeah,
I was like started with a pistol and I was like, I liked it because it's like I could shoot from a distance,
yeah.
and
But it's weak.
some of the weapons they're like just you get close to them, they're just annihilating you. But that being said, like I think I got like the axe, right? And then I started like
Hmm.
I changed strategies a little bit. So I think my experience so far is I just need to play more
Hmm.
and practice a little bit more.
Yeah.
You know.
But yeah, they'll tweak it, make it
Yeah,
better.
for sure. Well, I know like so another one to talk about fancy birds. You're big on fancy birds.
Yeah, yeah.
Fancy,
So I mean,
fancy
yeah,
floppy disk.
I've got yeah. I started breeding. You know, like whatever. I bought a bunch of Genesis and been doing the breeding and everything. And now that the rental dashboard is out, like it's actually like really cool. Like that's like the first thing I check now when I wake up and I'm like doing my crypto. I'm like,
Hmm.
okay, how many? You know, I've got all my birds rented out. And what's really cool, I actually got a private like a DM on Discord yesterday from somebody from the fancy Discord or whatever, and he was like, "Hey, like I need like 5 to 10 birds. Like, do you think you can help me out? I'll play them all, do all the quests." And
So
so
floppy, you got to always watch out for those Discord
I
DMs,
know,
right?
I know.
Anyone who's listening right now, be really careful on Discord DMs. Definitely don't click links that like you don't know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's exciting to get them, but like just always be cautious, right? And never ever give out your seed face. Like never ever.
Yeah.
That's
So anyway, so I gave this guy my seed phrase, and he's playing on my birds. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. So yeah, he was just like basically a scholar that was like kind of asking around in the chat for someone to rent some birds to him. But it's all done through the rental system. So it's like he doesn't have access to my wallet. I just give him access to my birds. And so these people are playing them, and then you split the profits on, on the daily earn that you can make from each bird. Because like I've got so many birds, there's no way I'm going to sit there and tap them all and like fly for, I mean, it would take me all day. So
Yeah,
I've
so
got all my birds.
let's talk about that though, because like it's kind of like with like a little bit with GFC, like because Fancy is the game has evolved. But it came out about what three weeks ago now or so,
Yeah, I'd say about that. Yeah,
and
maybe a month. Yeah.
and the speeds like the speed has changed. I
Hmm.
think it's much better now playing than it was when it first dropped. Do you feel the same way?
Yes. So I think I haven't been following exactly like super close on what they've been doing for the tweaks, but I think they've made it a little bit easier. And then what happened was the iOS, like for Apple, that app came out. You can play it on Launchpad. What's that called? So you can basically play the iOS app now, and it's much easier than playing on browser. So when we were in Amsterdam, that came out, and I started playing it, and I was like, oh my god, I'm actually like getting like high scores. Like it's so easy now.
Mhm.
So that's exciting. They're going to also like make so some of the quests take like a really long time to finish. And so they're
Okay.
gonna like, par those down and make all the quests. So they want it to be like each bird takes like on average about 10 minutes to complete all the quests each day. So for scholars that are really good at the game, it might take them 5 minutes, which will
Mhm.
be great because their earning potential will be more. They'll be able to play more birds, and all that stuff. So, so they're not taking all day, tapping on the screen.
Well, and it sounds like they're going to do like some tournaments, right? Also, like
Yeah,
almost
and
like a March Madness style tournament or something.
yeah, so they've always had a daily tournament, and I think they're going to implement a weekly tournament as well. But I mean, the sky's the limit on what they can add. They can add like different game mechanics into a tournament so that it's all brand new. So everybody entering, it's not just like who's the best at tapping the screen. It's like, oh, who can, deal with new mechanics within the game. I don't know. This is kind of like what I'm hoping for. I don't know if they've announced anything like that, but
Hey
like the
guys,
sky's the limit.
if the people are listening too, like have you guys played Fancy Birds yet? Drop a comment in the comments here. Definitely love to hear your feedback. We actually met with someone from the Fancy Birds team, right, Floppy, in Amsterdam.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, Vivian. Yeah, one of the founders.
What's his official name in the Discord?
Oh God,
Is he
is it
Fancy
Fancy
Janitor?
Janitor? Yeah, Fancy
Yeah.
Janitor. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It was cool.
We had lunch with him, and we were just kind of talking tokenomics and kind of like throwing ideas off each other on like how, because like there's all this talk about like game economies, whether there's like the 2 token, the 1 token, the 3 token economy, and we were trying to figure out, in Fancy, in this case, like the people are getting paid to play the game in the FNC token, so it's like what happens then? People sell, so we're trying to figure out how to make sure that the economy is like strong, and FNC's worth enough to play the game, worth enough to breed, all this stuff. So
Yeah, there's
complex stuff,
definitely
but
like Kim Lee just mentioned, like there's definitely a lot of like there's
yeah.
incentives to play because of the daily tournaments, right? So there's
Hmm.
5K FNC available like in that daily tournament for the prize pool.
Yeah, so it's
But
5K
but
FNC and a
but the,
thousand
but
USDC.
the
Yeah.
but the price of FNC has to stay high, right? So
Yeah.
that's
Well, well,
yeah.
that's yeah. They also give out 1,000 USDC, so that's
Oh,
like
cool.
pegged. Yeah. But
Very
again, yeah, FNC needs to stay high so that people are incentivized to play, and people are incentivized to rent, and people are incentivized to breed, and all this stuff. So if you have this like free market economy happening organically, then it'll all work. So we'll see.
yeah. Well, I think so since we've been talking about it for so long, it's not officially out yet. We're going to be doing a Medium article coming up on it, but we'll tell you guys now. Obviously, we what's the official capacity? We're a are we a breeder? Are we a flock? What are we calling
I
ourselves?
think a flock, a big OG big bird. I don't know. Yeah, there's all kinds of
Yeah,
names.
so PathDAO, you guys, is getting involved in Fancy Birds. So we're gonna have some birds for the scholars to be playing. Yeah, we did a little. We weren't able to. I don't know if I told you this, Floppy, but we tried to get in. I think in the seed round. So we tried to get
Hmm.
in back like in December, November. But they were doing their seed rounds essentially at the same time that we were, getting ready to do our IDO. So
Yeah.
I think the timing just wasn't right, but it's definitely a game we want to support. Merit Circle is big in it.
Hmm. Yeah, it's just a great game for scholars because it literally takes 10 seconds to 30 seconds to like get a bird quest done, and you can do it literally while you're walking. You could be doing it while you're stepping. I mean, walking around making money in
Yeah,
all sorts of ways.
you could be stepping and fencing and birding at the same time.
Distracted people getting hit by cars out there. Be safe while you're stepping and birding at the same time.
Hey, so we'll talk about a couple more subjects today. What we're trying to do here, guys, is we're jumping around between a lot of different topics. We're changing up. We haven't done the town halls for 2 weeks, so we want to keep it interesting. We want to be giving you guys like some alpha that we're hearing, and yeah, just keep it fun and everything like that. So tomorrow we will be doing more traditional AMA. Who's that with, Floppy?
What's that?
Tomorrow's AMA.
Ooh, is it Nyan Heroes?
Yeah.
Yeah, Nyan Heroes. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll drop that. I'm going to drop that in the events channel after this, but we're doing another kind of more traditional AMA tomorrow. We'll be showing you guys some gameplay, talking directly with the team. But yeah, we're trying to talk about a lot of different subjects. We haven't had the happy hour for 2 weeks, and there's a lot of cool things happening.
Yeah, I'm excited about Nyan Heroes, man. That's like a big AAA style game. Big team behind that one.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, do we want to let's briefly talk? I was talking actually in the Discord with some people about this today. Our community contributes, community's driving our project, right? And so they're always trying to create like more utility like for our tokens, right? And also throw like other ideas out there, whether it's people getting access to like, early investments or seed rounds, or like, we have some really active like community members, Octavia, CKS, and people giving like some really good ideas and throwing around ideas. And the NFT based kind of rev div, it kind of came up today, Floppy. And I know it's not that we have different views on this, but I know you're real bullish on this. Do you want to talk a little bit about about your lizards?
ETH lizards. Oh, my lizards.
Give a little history. Like, what is ETH lizards for people that don't know?
Okay, yeah. So ETH lizards, I guess, was born in like the degen channel of Alluvium. So that in the Alluvium Discord, they had a degen channel strictly for degens talking whatever degens like to talk about. And this community kind of developed. And Kieran was always in there. One of the founders was always in there chatting up everybody. And so they became. I was never in there, unfortunately, but they became close. And they were like, "Oh, let's like make an NFT to like." Kind of divvy out to our holders, not trying to make money or anything, just like a little badge of honor or whatever. So that was the Gen 1 ETH lizards. They made like 100 of them. And then, however it happened, it evolved into like once NFT mania hit, they were like, oh, we should actually like do a bigger collection. So they did 5,050 of the Gen 2 ETH lizards. Didn't really have any roadmap, just wanted to like, mint them and sell them or whatever the NFT craze was happening. They thought they'd jumped on board. And then as those kind of like sold and picked up steam, I guess Kieran got involved and was like, hey, we should turn this into an investment DAO. With
and when he gets behind projects, it's like, watch out.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, because Kieran's got like unique access to pre-seed deals in GameFi and all over the place, like more so than anyone probably. Between him and his brothers, like they probably have stuff flying at them. So now if you hold your ETH lizard, and eventually they'll have a staking program where you can stake your ETH lizards, and then you'll get distribution of profits from these like pre-seed, mostly GameFi investments. So that's very exciting. And their very first investment has already been kind of there. Yeah, I don't know if it's been officially announced, but like you can see it on the website of Civitas, which is like a new kind of GameFi open world thing that's people are very excited about.
I know something also that PathDAO is also talking to, or we'll I can't announce too much, but okay. Yeah, it's cool because like we're honored. We obviously have Kieran as a advisor to us as well, and so like it's yeah, like we know firsthand, like, he gets really good deal flow. And so it's, it's cool seeing like projects grow, you know what I mean? That's what the space, is all about.
Yeah. So yeah, very excited about the ETH lizards, and like, yeah. So what you're saying, it's like holding an NFT gives you more than just, community, which obviously it is, but it gives you actual utility and profit sharing. So I don't know. Yeah, very exciting stuff. And that's so I guess we're talking about that in terms of PathDAO as well.
Well, some people were bringing it up because, like, obviously we started as an NFT project, so it's like, is there a way that we could go back and create some utility there? Other people were suggesting, is there a way that we could maybe drop an NFT collection in the future? One of the ideas, which was kind of interesting, Floppy, is that the NFT collection would only be like purchasable like by using Path. So it'd be a way of like burning Path and forcing some buy pressure on Path.
Yeah.
That being said, like the team, man, like Wiki, Jensen, like these guys are big brains, right? So they're not trying to do, like, we're looking at what everyone else is doing, but we're not just trying to copy, right? We're trying to learn and like kind of like advance the model, be industry leaders. So they're actually looking at it, Floppy, as like a launch pad model. So not something where like you would blindly hold like an NFT and then that might get you a little part of whatever, but like an actual launch pad where like you could selectively choose the projects you want to go into. So like, let's say ETH Lizards is doing their 5 deals, but yeah, you're not that bullish on all of them, right? Like you could selectively like do that. So it's interesting. This is a talk that's going to evolve. I think what's important for like people to see and realize is like, we're doing improvement proposals all the time, right? We've done 6 so far. Number 7 is going to be coming up. So we're evolving Path, the tokenomics, the DAO. Exact same thing happening, with every project, whether it's Alluvium, which just, had their most recent proposal for the land sales, Floppy, Fancy Birds also, right? Floppy, they're having proposals. These proposals are great because they evolve the DAOs. So right now, like, we don't know exactly, these directions on things, but it's great seeing our community like throw around ideas.
Yeah, I mean, because at the base level here, like crypto's so new, like like all these projects are just developing as they go, and it's like nobody really knows the best way to do things, right? So it's like this evolution of the entire crypto space. Like when one team figures out a good way to do something, everybody like takes note and they're like, oh, we should implement that. We should implement that. And it's just like this kind of natural evolutionary process of figuring out what's the best way to do things. So
Well, what I love what PathDAO does is like they're innovating and on it all, right? So like they're not just like, oh, these guys do this, so we're just gonna do that.
sure,
Like it's always about like let's
doing something new.
let's see what they're doing, take like what they're doing well, right? Use that as like a model and then like evolve it. So yeah, it was pretty cool seeing some ideas thrown around in our Discord. Definitely encourage people like to go into the DAO forum and contribute more. And then Wiki and the team, they're obviously coming in there and giving their feedback as well. So crypto unicorns.
Yeah. So what do you want to start?
Well, we have some friends that are really big on that. Obviously, as a DAO, like we've done really well so far, but it just seems like a really fun game. Like we should get Aaron from Crypto Unicorns back in to do another AMA. But the first time we talked to him, I really liked like the graphics, everything about it has this like fun feel. And you can tell it's really well thought out from a tokenomics standpoint as well.
Is the game launching like in 2 days? Is it on the 5th or am I?
No, I think it was launching. I literally think it was launching today or last night.
Oh, really? Oh, wow. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Unfortunately, I did not get in. We've got like a really good friend of ours that we grew up with that like went heavy into it, and he's like coaching everybody on our Telegram chat. He's like, you should buy this. You should buy 9 lands next to each other, combine them, all this stuff. Buy these unicorns, cloud unicorns, because those are going to be the best at jousting in the beginning. And I was like, okay, this is all great, but I've got too much on my plate. And then I was looking at, the lands were like, 0.13, 0.14 ETH, like maybe a week ago. And now I don't know what they are, probably like over 0.2. So it just feels like one of those things there. I've just perpetually missed the boat. But I mean, yeah, it's crazy because like, projects like that. And then also with like the other side launch, like you see like everything red and then like ApeCoin green, unicorn lands green. And you're like, oh man, it's like wild that the whole markets are feeling a little sketchy and red, and then these projects that are about to launch doing exciting things are like blasting off, and Crypto Unicorn seems to be one of those for sure.
So I just pulled up the Twitter because I wanted to confirm this. So they said 16 hours ago that it's going live today, and then a couple hours later they said it's going to be going live. It says tomorrow, May 3rd. So it should be going live today, but they said 4 p.m. EST. Sorry,
Okay,
4 p.m.
so
No, not EST, PST. So it's gonna be on your.
okay.
Yeah, so this
It's
afternoon.
about 7 hours. 7 hours from now. Yeah.
Yeah, it's early morning for you, Floppy, but yeah, so it sounds like this afternoon. So we'll have to.
Yeah.
That's definitely something we'll talk about in next week's happy hour. I also think important to note, like we've launched 2 new partnerships in the last 2 days with Rebel Bots and Blast Royale. Both of them, we want to get them in here for an upcoming AMA, but check out these the Medium articles, you guys, on both of these projects. Super interesting. I don't know. I'm excited about them for sure.
Yeah.
Well, we got a little bit of a down market overall. Floppy, do you want to? We can talk a little bit about the market. If anyone has any questions, feel free to send them in the comments section. I did see a question about how we could solve global warming, but I don't know how to answer that one. Do you? Floppy?
I'm sure Path is working on it behind the scenes. Our big brains.
It's one of the new pillars, I think.
Yeah,
right?
I mean proof of stake will, or what is it? Wait. Yeah.
Yeah,
proof of stake with Ethereum.
Yeah, moving to proof of stake will. To answer Aru's questions, can you guys talk about PathDAO's plans to combat climate change as well? Can we have an update about that? I think the best thing to do, Aru, is to live a healthy lifestyle and respect nature. So if we all can live like that, then hopefully that will help fight climate change.
Yeah.
Get
rid of all your worldly possessions. Become a monk. It's hard to do these days.
So you guys, again, we're picking up the happy hours again. We're picking up the partnerships. We're picking up the AMAs. We took a little bit of a break because we went to a big conference in Amsterdam, but we'll have Nyan Heroes on tomorrow. I'm going to drop a link in the Discord and on the Twitter, TG, all that after we finish up here. And yeah, Floppy, we just need to turn the market around now, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, ETH is sort of bouncing around 2,800, 2,850. So like, it's, things seem down a little bit, but ETH is kind of holding, and it's just seems like could go up too. You never know. Nobody knows. But hey, so mentioning Nyan Heroes, like I wonder, we haven't really done this before, but maybe before the AMA, if anybody wants to like submit questions that maybe we could pick a couple. If there's
we're actually going to be giving away some awards, so I'll put that in the details for the AMA. But
even before what I'm saying, because we always do that like during, but like even if like before we even do our AMA, like sometime today, people submit some questions, and maybe we could pick 1 or 2 that we actually like highlight during the. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm gonna look on the communication with them. I think that I'm not sure if they're doing a form or something, but definitely questions encouraged, and
for sure.
Yeah, and you can get rewarded, for your questions. So yeah, Aru just wrote, prepare those questions. And we're giving away stuff. I mean, we haven't been doing too many giveaways on the happy hour. We usually been doing them more with the AMAs, but Floppy, that's another idea as we can start, maybe doing some, we can start doing some different type of giveaways during the happy hours.
Sure. Yeah.
Cool. Well, you guys, thanks everyone for tuning in. Please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. We're trying to grow the PathDAO YouTube channel. I think we're over 300 followers right now. not too many, but hey, Floppy, we might be looking back on this in the future.
Yeah. That's been fun. It's good to be back doing these, because we missed a little over a week there when we were both traveling. But yeah, it's good to be back.
Yeah. Hey, and you guys tell all your clan members and stuff like that about the happy hours. Like we want more people listening in, and also if you guys have suggestions, if you guys have things you want us to talk about, like, we're happy to hit those subjects and stuff. Cool. Floppy, I'll see you tomorrow with Nyan Heroes.
I'm going to miss that background. We need to get that background superimposed. It's perfect. It's gorgeous.
Yeah, no, it's a real background.
The green
Sometimes people
screen.
have those funny backgrounds, yeah, where they're in front of a pool or in front of a mountain.
All right, man.
Cool, guys. Well, thanks everyone for tuning in. Again, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Cheers.